This is page 114 of the IB book. This is page 114. All right, so let's see what we got here. All right, so we're finding the derivative here. Not sure why. Okay, dy dx. Remember, that's another notation for derivative. You to deal with the outside exponent first, so we'll bring it down, right? Power rule says bring forward the exponent, subtract 1 from the exponent. Now take the derivative of the inside, so it's 2x on the inside. Derivative of the inside is 2x, so that's 6x, x squared plus 1 squared. All right, so what we're going to do with all of these is rewrite them as exponents. Okay, so chain rule, general power rule is chain rule, right? The derivative of anything like this is you're going to subtract from the exponent, start over, bring forward the exponent, subtract 1 from the exponent, and then take the derivative of the inside. That's all that is. It's redundant. You don't need that rule. You just use chain rule. All right, so I'm going to rewrite this as x squared minus 1 to the 2/3 power. I'm getting 2/3. There's the 2. That's the 2. The over 3, remember, is a cube root. Can be written with a fractional exponent of 1/3. So that's where that 3 comes from. Now I take the derivative. So I'll bring forward the exponent. Keep the inside. Subtract 1 from the exponent. 2/3 minus 1 is negative 1/3. All right. Do a rewrite. So 2 is in the numerator. 3 is in the denominator. This x squared minus 1 is in the denominator, and it's a cube root. So it's cube root of x squared minus 1. That's it. Let's do b. I'm going to do a rewrite. It's negative 7 times 2x minus 3 to the negative 2, right? The exponent is negative here. Now I'll take the derivative. So I do negative 2 times negative 7 is positive 14. 2x minus 3 to the negative 3. All right, and then take the derivative of the inside. Derivative of the inside is 2. All right, do a cleanup. 14 times 2 is 28. And the 2x minus 3 to the 3rd power goes to the denominator. It becomes a positive exponent. C. F prime of x equals, now that's a cube root. I should probably do a rewrite first. So it's 5x times 3x plus 1 to the 2/3. Okay, now do the product rule on this. So it's 5x. I'm going to take the derivative of 5x, which is 5, and then keep the other one. So this requires product rule and the chain rule. So I haven't taken the derivative of 3x plus 1 to the 2/3 yet. I've only taken the derivative of 5x. Now I reverse the roles. I copy the 5x and take the derivative of 3x plus 1 to the 2/3. So that means I bring forward the 2/3. Right, that's a 2/3, sorry if you can't read that. 3x plus 1, keeping the inside, subtract 1 from the exponent, that's negative 1/3. And multiply by the derivative of the inside, so that's the 3. All right, this second part requires a lot of cleaning. Let's clean that up. No, the first part doesn't. Here, so 5, 10/3, 5 times 2/3, 10/3, and multiplied by 3 is 10. So that's 10x. And 3x plus 1 to the negative 1/3. Now, what I'm going to do is factor out 3x plus 1 to the negative 1/3. I am factoring out 3x plus 1 to the negative 1/3. When I do that, I get 3x plus 1 to the negative 1/3. And that leaves me the 5. Well, let's take a 5 out too. Let's take a 5 times 3x plus 1 to the negative 1/3. Because 5 goes into 5 and 5 goes into 10. All right? So that's going to leave me. So remember, when you're factoring out, you're basically dividing. So I'm subtracting the exponents. So that's going to be 3x plus 1 to the 1st power, right? It's 2/3 minus negative 1/3. So it's 2/3 minus negative 1/3 is 1. So it's 3x plus 1 to the 1st power. Plus, take 5 out of 10, that's going to be 2, and it's 2x, right? So that's going to give me, so I'm going to clean this up even more. I'm going to leave the 5 out there. This becomes 5x plus 1. And the denominator is going to be cube root of 3x plus 1. Sorry, that's a mess, but that's it. That's a simplified version. If here. Having that 5 up there is not that helpful, so I'm going to put it back. All right, so that's the answer. That's the final answer. Your textbooks like this kind of answer, so be careful with that. Let's go on to D. Here we have g of x equals x squared of x over that. You're going to use quotient rule and the chain rule. I'm going to rewrite this as x squared over x squared minus 3 to the 1/2. Now, so take the derivative. So quotient rule, bring the denominator up. So it's x squared minus 3 to the 1/2 times 2x. Right, I'm still doing quotient rule. Now take the derivative of x squared minus 3 to the 1/2. So it's 1/2 x squared minus 3 to the negative 1/2 times the derivative of the inside, which is 2x, and then times the x squared, right, times the numerator, over the denominator square. So I'm squaring the square root, so it's just x squared minus 3. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to factor the numerator. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to cancel this 1/2 and this 2. And I'm going to take out an x. I'm going to take out an x. I'm going to take out an x, and I'm going to take out x squared minus 3 to the negative 1/2. When I take that out, it's going to be x squared minus 3 to the negative 1/2. For here, that's going to leave me, well, I'm taking an x out as well, so I forgot. All right, so that's going to leave me x squared minus 3 to the 1, right? Because 1/2 minus negative 1/2 is to the first power. And it's going to leave me the 2. So it's x squared minus 3 times 2. Minus, I took x squared minus 3 to the negative 1/2 out of x squared minus 3 to the negative 1/2 though. So that's gone. And remember, this 2 is gone. So what's left is going to be x squared. Remember, I took an x out. So this x is gone. Right? I took that x out. It's up front. This is over x squared minus 3. Clean that up even more. So this x squared minus 3 to the negative 1/2 goes downstairs and meets that. That becomes x squared minus 3 to the 3/2, right? And this is, denominator currently has x squared minus 3 to the first power. And if you've forgotten, why don't I have that squared? Remember, I squared a square root. That's why this is just to the first power. All right, let's continue cleaning up this. This is 2x squared minus x squared, so it's x squared minus 6. And there you go. That's the factored form of the derivative. Woo. E. All right, so here we have chain rule with quotient rule. So we have chain rule on the outside and quotient rule on the inside. So no need to rewrite here. This is nice and pretty. So chain rule says take the derivative of the outside. You have an exponent of 2. Keep the inside. Subtract 1 from the exponent, so it's a 1. Now, take the derivative of the inside. And taking the derivative of the inside, requires chain rule. So it's x squared minus 2 times derivative of the numerator, so it's 4, minus derivative of the denominator times the numerator, all over x squared minus 2 squared. All right, continuing. So if you look, you can combine those denominators, kind of. It's going to be x squared minus 2 to the 3rd power. And let's clean up the numerator. So it's 4x squared minus 8 minus 8x squared plus 2x. So that doesn't clean up much. 2 times 4x minus 1. 4x squared minus 8x squared is negative 4x squared. Put the x in the middle, minus 8 over x squared minus 2 to the 3rd. So you could take out a negative 2 or a positive 2, but that's okay. That is perfectly okay. All right, and the last example on this page. So this was rather long. So let's kind of clean this up. In fact, let me do this on another page. Do I have a blank one somewhere else? No, I don't. All right, so let's try. Well, I'll just copy it somewhere else because I'm running out of space there. All right, so my function is 4 over 2x cubed minus 5 to the 6th power in the denominator. All right, let's work with that. So I rather work with this in chain rule. So it's f of x equals 4 times 2x cubed minus 5 to the negative 6. All right, now take the derivative. 4 times negative 6 is negative 24. 2x cubed minus 5 to the negative 7, right? We're subtracting 1 from the exponent. Take the derivative inside. That's going to be 6x squared. Now multiply this out. 6 times negative 24. Yes, I just pulled out a calculator. I know it's relatively easy, but anyway, all right. That has a negative exponent, so I put in the denominator. 2x cubed minus 5 to the 7th power. And that's it. All right, that's the end of page 114. That's the end of page 114.